Hello everybody, I am here to tell you a story about Sammy the slice of bread. Now, this is a normal day for Sammy the slice of bread, or at least it started like a normal day. Sammy woke up and went to have breakfast. Sammy ate jam for breakfast because jam is great with bread. Then Sammy went and looked out of the window. What did Sammy see? Sammy saw a huge city, New York City. And so Sammy ran through Central Park and ran around Central Park. While Sammy ran through the park, Sammy smiled at the sun because it was a wonderful, warm day. Then Sammy was tired and sat in the park and listened to music. Sammy listened to music in the park. And what happens when you listen to music? Yeah, Sammy wanted to dance in the park. So Sammy danced in Central Park. Yes. Then, well, Sammy needed to go home. But Sammy did something different than a normal day. Sammy loved the park and the sun and the music and wrote a poem about the music, about the sun, about the park. After Sammy had wrote the poem, well, Sammy wrapped this poem up in a package. Sammy took the package to the post office. So Sammy walked to the post office with a poem in a package and sent it to Sammy's friend. It had been a long day by now, so Sammy went home and cooked dinner. Not jam again. Then, after a long day in the park, writing a poem, Sammy went to bed and went to sleep. Good night, Sammy.
Hello students, it is Eddie here to tell you a story about our friend Brad, the slice of bread. So, one morning in his town of Breadville, Brad, the slice of bread, woke up. After he woke up, he was excited, so he danced around his room for about 20 minutes. Then, of course, he was hungry, so he ate some breakfast jam. After he finished his jam, he walked over to his window and looked out. He saw it was such a nice day, so he smiled up at the sun and went for a quick run around the Central Park. After his run, he was tired, so he lay down in front of a tree and listened to some music. After listening to his music, he decided to write a poem. So he wrote a poem, wrapped it up in some bright wrapping paper, walked to the post office and sent his poem away to his best friend. Then, after his trip to the post office, he went home, cooked himself a delicious dinner, and went to bed, ready for another day in Breadville.
Hello everyone, it's me, Cody, and I'm here to tell you a very fun story about a piece of bread. That's right. Once upon a time lived a piece of bread. His name was Butters. Butters the bread. And Butters was in love. With who, you ask? Well, her name was Bunny. Bunny the bun. One day, Butters wrote a poem to Bunny. He wrapped his new poem and brought it to the post office. Then he decided to wait to hear from Bunny. The next day, he woke up. He was hungry. He ate some jam. He waited, but he did not hear from Bunny. He looked at the window, thought, what a nice day. He went outside and smiled at the sun. He ran around Central Park. He listened to music. He danced. And he cooked dinner. But still, he did not hear from Bunny the Bun. So he thought, okay, it's time for bed. So he went to bed and thought, maybe tomorrow I will hear from Bunny. The end.